Wiz Khalifa, Good Talk episode. Yo, do you remember thinking you seen a ghost in New Orleans?
Yeah, I do. We were standing right across the street from a graveyard.
Yeah, what the
You remember that creepy ass house?
And Wiz was like, yo, I'm telling you, I seen some. I think you said like a little girl or ghost.
I was like, no, I don't want to stay here anymore.
We got stories. This is his cousin Stanley.
Are you a wizard? If I was a strain of marijuana, what would you name me?
Macaroni.
I like that. Lil Macaroni. That might be his new nickname. A very special episode of the Good Talk Show today. I have my family in the house. This is probably my favorite episode we're gonna have. We got a lot of shenanigans lined up.
All right.
We got Kush and OJ Part 2 coming out this Friday. Make some noise for Wiz Khalifa. My brother Will, we'll call him Will Zombak, because that's his proper name. Will D, Taylor Gang, feel me? Light, all on the couch from Taylor Gang. We're gonna have a good show. It's gonna be fun.
Fuck yeah.
All right, we served you guys some OJ already, right?
Yeah, we got the OJ. Freshly squeezed.
Yeah, man. So let's start by, Kush and OJ 2, right? Because I obviously want to talk about Kush and OJ 1 because it's one of my favorite albums of all time. But
Thank you.
the fact that you're doing, Volume 2 15 years later, is there a lot of pressure on you? Because there's millions of people that grew up on that first album.
Yeah.
I look at that as my Illmatic Doggy Style. For that era, that really is my album. You
For
feel
sure.
me? I could play it and be like, oh, I remember exactly where I was when I started listening to you, right? So was there a lot of pressure in making this project and naming it Kush and OJ 2?
No, not at all. That was the idea, was to bring that feeling back. And for a lot of people, you could think about what the music is or try to digest it too much, but it's really just about living that shit. And that's what I want to reintroduce to people, is music that you can have for that time in your life.
Right.
And for me, it's all about what I know people expect. You know what I'm saying? I talk to my fans.
High.
Yeah. But I talk to my fans all the time. I'm tapped in with them. I set shit out just for them to listen to and give me their feedback on. So that's what the whole process of making Kush and Orange Juice 2 was about, was just really figuring out exactly what they want and how to deliver that shit. And the reason I called it Kush and Orange Juice 2 is because I could have made up any fucking name in the world, but it wouldn't have been as interesting as Kush and Orange Juice 2.
And just a moment, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's anticipating Friday, you feel me?
Yeah.
I haven't even got a sneak peek of it. Fucked up. Shout out
you
to
haven't?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
maybe
damn.
here and there in the studio with you guys along the way, but you've probably been working on it for a minute, right?
Yeah, I started working on it about a year ago, and it just worked out that, you know what I mean, we able to drop it on around this time. Yeah.
And on the producer side, right?
Yeah.
I know some of the OG producers are back, right? Walk us through who's
Yeah,
on
Cardo for sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got 5 songs with Cardo on there.
Okay.
E-Dan is on there, Sledrin's on there. Basically everybody who produced on the first one. Germ, I worked with Quick, I worked with Problem.
DJ Quick?
Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I did some joints with Mike and Keys. We created a team of people where it was we all knew what that sound and what that wave was. And then when we started seeing that people were really into the whole nostalgia feeling, hey, Wiz is bringing it back, Wiz making us feel like this, it was easy to go into that pocket and make some shit that can remind you of it, but it doesn't sound like I'm trying to do it too crazy though.
Right. And did you A&R the whole thing yourself? I know your process is very dialed in. You do most of it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I have the best, you know what I'm saying, vision of what that shit is gonna be. And like I said, I'm really tapped in with my fans and the people who support it. So when they let me know what they expect and what they want, that's the direction that I go in. I'm not trying to go over their heads.
Right. When you were dropping, I noticed, right, all of that freestyle run you went on?
Yeah.
Was that planned strategy, moving into this rollout?
Yeah.
Because that shit, no one's done that in a minute.
Yeah.
That was smart, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
A lot of the rollout is what I miss in hip hop right now. Everybody's just so set on dropping its streams and they just move on. I feel like you're really giving your fans an experience as far as
exactly what it was.
I wanted to memory lane look.
Created an experience and make some shit that you can hold on to. Because like you said, if I would have just dropped it, it would have been here and then that shit would have went away and people would have been on to the next.
Right.
But I was able to walk you through it. And to me, it was I knew it was gonna work, but to some other people, they might have thought it was risky or thought of other things. But I'm like, I know that this is how people are gonna respond to it.
And they
I don't
responded
know
big.
when, but I know it's gonna happen.
I had hit you in your in the comments saying I wanted to hear you go over Doobie Ashtray.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought you
hell
would've
yeah,
killed that
yeah,
shit,
fucking right.
you know?
All right, I'll do that when I get back.
So you're still gonna do it through the album. That's just
yeah,
something here to stay.
Yeah.
That's fire.
I'm gonna keep it going because people now they're into like what you're doing that day. They want in real life shit. So if we
Right.
talk about it and it happens, then that's what it's all about. It's not even about it going crazy. It's about you being able to say, "Yo, Wiz, freestyle over this beat," and it actually fucking happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Well, if
yeah.
you ever feel like doing Doobie Ashtray, I feel like you'll kill that
I'm
shit.
gonna do it.
Bet.
How do you become the people, the rapper that everybody just gravitate towards, and you don't got to do shit, bro? Like dead ass. Like I don't. Like I think like you one of them rappers. Like, this is not even no meat riding shit.
Pause.
That's why I said nobody. You're not, bro. Who can say they don't like? I never heard nobody say I don't like that. Dude.
Yeah. Nah, I was talking about that.
You know
too.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
heard nobody say I don't like Wiz.
Yeah. I've
It's
heard
usually
about
like
that
a
too.
reason
Yeah.
for whatever, whether it be the music,
Yeah.
whether it be the personality. Like you've always been that person that people just
Yeah.
kind of like gravitate towards.
For sure.
regardless.
I think it's just my approach, man. Like,
I think you're just non-problematic.
yeah, for sure. I don't want no problems. I don't cause no problems.
Also, bro, listen, I go through shit all the time online. People always trying to come in my nose ring. You got two.
I got 2 nose rings.
Bro, I ain't never hear nobody call you zesty over that shit.
I really haven't
People
either.
always calling me zesty over my nose ring. Why me and not you?
I don't know. You might got to get another one, dog.
Or it might.
Yeah, just one and maybe,
One.
2.
That's probably what it is, bro.
It's the two, not the one.
I think, but like for me, it's the same thing in high school. It's like I was always cool. I smoked weed. I hung around with the homies. There was always gonna be some chicks around.
Right.
So it's really no reason to have no problems with me. Like I don't hate on nobody. I put that through my music too. I want everybody to be a boss. I want everybody to come up. So when you hear my music, you don't feel like I'm shitting on you. You feel like you could, you know what I mean? You're like, yo,
Right.
this my nigga. Like, you know what I mean? And I seen somebody make a reaction online and said that and was like, you know, you're not gonna go to Wiz for like the craziest bars in the world. I do got bars, but they're like, it's my humor. But my music makes you feel good. It makes you want to smoke some bomb weed. It makes you want to elevate your surroundings.
Makes you want to ride too.
Yeah, it makes you
My
want to
favorite
ride.
is
Like,
just roll
yeah,
a joint,
yeah,
ride.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
hell
springtime.
yeah.
That's why I think, yo,
So it's hard to hate
bro,
on that. Like,
that's a fact. The timing of this
I've
album
never
is great
seen
too.
nobody ever hate on Wiz. The only one time I saw you kind of, I mean, I don't view it as hate because I laughed at it. I probably made a video about it too. Was when you started doing the MMA shit.
yeah,
And Gilly made the video about you.
yeah.
And he responded to him because he had you had the little shorts on.
Yeah.
So I cracked a couple of jokes about it. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah.
He wanted to get that out of the way now because when you go,
But
anything
then,
on the
nah,
internet
Wiz
lives
get busy.
forever.
I saw Wiz in the gym getting busy. But then Gilly Page got canceled. I said, yo, Wiz did that. Did you?
I didn't do that. Nah, not personally. I would never.
But that shows how the cult followers
I
work.
was gonna say Taylor Gang might have done that shit. Just
Yo,
a crazy
listen, they got
fan.
Gilly out of here the next day.
Yeah. And then that whole situation was crazy too because I don't mind like humor and
Right.
shit like that. I don't mind niggas cracking jokes and shit. But I just feel like certain niggas should speak highly of you. Like while
For sure.
everybody else is like, of course niggas is gonna say what they gonna say.
Yeah.
But there's certain niggas where it's like, damn, I expected a little bit more from you. But I learned my lesson from that too. You know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day, I'm not even on it like that. Like I learned a lot from that. And I let niggas have fun. I let niggas crack their jokes. I let niggas do all of that stuff because there's nothing that I'm gonna say or do to change that. I can only be me. So that's just a part of the story as well.
And at the same time, you'll beat a nigga ass, bro.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
you know, I was gonna. My
that's cool. That's cool.
At
But
the
it's-
same time, you
there's
know
no
what I
there's no point like in the day and age that we live in now. There's no point trying to talk sense into niggas.
Yeah, no,
like,
not at all.
you
Not
might
at
as
all.
well just
Yo,
let them go.
the
like,
youth is fried. The
yeah,
internet is even more fried.
It's better. We're better off just like letting them have it.
To me, you've always had that, you know, that Snoop Dogg thing.
Yeah.
Like you can go music, acting, whatever.
Yeah.
People gonna gravitate towards you because you already have like this kind of cult following.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Even
Definitely.
without the music, even if you don't hear no Wiz hits,
Yeah.
People are always gonna gravitate towards.
Well, it's
for
lifestyle
some reason.
music
It's
too.
lifestyle
You don't
music.
have to make a hit. You specifically don't have to make a hit. You're
Yeah.
gonna tour the rest. You made a ton of them in your career.
Yep.
But like it's really lifestyle music. you
Yeah,
know
I
what
do it
mean?
because I love it. Like
Yeah.
I told somebody else, like certain people in my position would have just performed "See You Again" for the rest of their
Right.
life and never really hit the studio no more. But I'm going in there doing freestyles, shooting videos. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's like you're
Creating
hungrier than
content.
ever.
Yeah, I love this shit, and I really enjoy making music for people to enjoy. I want people to feel good because that's how I feel when I hear music. And it turns you into somebody. You could turn into a boss. You could turn into somebody like who's into fashion, clothes, or whatever, just based off of the music that you're digesting and what you're learning through that shit.
Yep.
So I realize how important it is. And then I got kids now too. So it's like for young dads, you know what I'm saying? I want them to
You
have
got
an
two, right?
example. Yeah, yep.
And a third on the way?
Nah, just
Okay,
a daughter
cool.
and a son. But I just want them to have an example of like what functioning like that is too. Like a lot of people think that you gotta get uncool, you gotta turn to a square, and you
Yeah.
can't do this, you can't do that. But you incorporate those things, and it becomes way more realistic for people
Bro,
who are
it's
in the
crazy
same
you say that
situation.
because I'm living that right now. I got
Yeah.
a 2-year-old son who's a maniac, and I got a 4-year-old daughter, right? And like, for a minute, I was like, how am I gonna balance all this shit? Because for me, and it's probably way harder for you, that first year, I didn't even want to leave the crib. I just wanted to be with my
Oh, yeah.
kids, you know what I mean? And then I'll leave for 2 weeks, they come home, they're walking, they're talking. Like, that's gotta be hard for you, bro. You're on the road so much.
How old are your children?
My son is 12 and my daughter's 8 months.
Okay. Oh, you got baby.
Yeah. But when I had Bash, I was 25, so I was like right in the middle of
Right.
everything. So yeah, I did miss a lot of shit that I'm seeing with my daughter now. Where I'm like, damn, was I there when that happened with Bash? I think I was. I feel like I was, but I don't really remember because I was moving so fast. And when I did start to slow down and value that time, it was hard to get out of that.
Bro,
Like I did not want to leave the
I
house.
swear
didn't
I
wanna
was
do
there.
Shit.
I was there. I had to-
I didn't even want to go down the street to go do nothing.
I had to
Like,
say to myself, like, yo, you still have to make a living
Yeah.
to support these kids, get
Yeah.
back out on the road or go do what the fuck you gotta do.
But I also learned that guilt is like normal too, because you don't know how they're gonna feel. Like you feel like they're like mad at you when you come back and shit. Like, like
I dealt with that shit all the
like,
time.
oh, you fucking hate me now. Like,
fact.
I
I dealt
just
with that
got
shit all the
home.
time.
Yeah.
With your 8-month-old, are you like trying to actively spend more time knowing that you didn't spend as much with Bash?
I think I just value it a little bit differently.
When you're there.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, you're more
because
present.
I'm still in go mode.
Yeah.
And I have a system around
Yeah.
that allows me to do what I need to do and still spend that time in balance. So I'm just valuing it now that I have the second time.
Yeah.
I know that I was present and I know that I did the best that I could with Sebastian, and it even pays off now where he'll do stuff and I'll be like, oh, okay, I
Yeah.
did the right thing.
Yep.
I'm like, I was good. But just being able to do it again and being in a different headspace and just understanding that that's really where it's at and not like chasing a career and chasing this and everything like that. It's just a totally different
Yeah,
approach.
it puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Also, what they see of you on social media is always some dope shit. So even though you're not present, I think it's kind of it's fly for your kids to see
Absolutely.
you in a positive light
Absolutely.
at all times.
100%.
You don't got no kind of controversy or no,
Yeah,
no
hell
drama
no,
behind your
because
name.
that would be embarrassing for him going to
Facts.
school. And like, he's at that age where that shit matters. Like, either your dad is cool or he's like, you know what I'm saying? And that shit reflects on them.
To be the lame dad, to get caught up on some Aaron the plumber shit, that look crazy.
What happened with Aaron the Plumber? Something crazy new?
Everything.
I mean, I seen all the. I didn't know exactly what
I
happened.
don't want that, man. To have that title, like you always fighting somebody.
Nah.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'd rather be the cool dad. I'm pulling
sure.
up in Ferraris and shit. And the worst thing that they say about me is my legs is little, but I could deal with that.
Who, your kids?
Nah,
Or your
the
son?
kids at his school. They was like, man, your dad, man, you got some little ass legs, man. I was like, bro.
Those legs will kick your fucking. Those legs will kick your fucking head off. I wanted to talk more about Kush and OJ too, so I'm gonna get back to it. But since we are on the topic of the whole MMA, or what is it? Is it like what is it that you actually
MMA
study?
is mixed martial arts, so
Right.
it's all of that shit.
Got it.
Boxing, taekwondo, Muay Thai, and jiu-jitsu.
And what made you, it was just such a left field move for you, I feel like, right? Because we all smoke a lot of weed, right?
Yeah.
Eat mushrooms, whatever we do recreationally. To me, I feel like you just one day just was like, yo, I'm gonna totally go left with it and hit the MMA shit hard.
Now my partners have been working out forever. Breeze and Lonnie, they have been doing it for almost like I don't know how many years before I got into it. But they always like tried to get me to do it here and there, and I would like fuck with it. But I never committed because I always knew like I wanted to just smoke weed and party and chill. But it was when I turned 30, like when that button flips or whatever that shit is that happens. Bro, just something changed when I turned 30. I was like, bro, I need to like really, I gotta switch it up.
Your body starts to feel different. Everything. Bro, I'm 45. I'm how old are you now?
I'm 37.
Bro, when you get to my age, you're gonna, bro, I'm like, how is this possible? I gotta go to therapy, fucking chiropractors, all types of shit to even play ball.
I'm starting now. I'm doing all that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's what happened when as soon as that switch flipped, I was like, fuck. And luckily I went to a gym and I liked it and I never looked back. And I just been doing that shit 5 days a week since I started.
With that, right? You smoke before you go work out? For real?
Yeah, hell yeah.
They say
because the workouts look intense as fuck. I wouldn't be able to do that high.
See, yeah, you would. A lot of people think like the weed takes it away from you, but it slows you down and helps you focus. Like, it's not about like just hitting the weights and getting crazy in there. You got to protect yourself. You got to really have like a mind-body connectivity. And when you smoke weed, you're imagining like every muscle in your body.
That's crazy,
as a fighter, bro, the drugs they on is different.
Yeah.
They on steroids and shit.
Yeah, they're on crazy shit.
It makes you go crazy.
Yeah.
You know, they on some other shit. I want to ask you a question about that. You ever want to like really fight?
I spar and shit like that, so I'm good and I could like move around. But for me, I don't take it that serious. Like it's
just for you.
It's
personally.
just it's not that serious.
You're not trying to prove nothing to nobody.
Yeah, hell no. And like if I did do something like that, it would be for fun. Like, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be like an event.
Has anybody in the industry, anybody challenged you?
Hell no.
Nah, there's nobody. You're probably the most advanced. He's definitely the most advanced fighter in the industry for sure.
I heard Snoop talking about it. He's happy for Wiz, what he's doing.
Yeah.
He said you actually inspired him to get his weight up.
I train hard. Like I've trained with people who actually do this shit and they be like, bro, you going hard.
Nah, you could tell from the videos.
Yeah. Like,
it's funny because like crew league, like basketball shit, every artist and executives would be like, I play ball, I can play. Nobody's coming to you and being like, yo, I'll beat your ass in the ring.
Fuck no.
Off with their head.
How long you been training at this point?
8 years.
I was gonna say a
So
minute.
you official with it.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
but publicly 8 years?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
It has been a while because the shit with Gilly was like 6-7 years ago.
Exactly.
That was a while ago.
That's crazy. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
Back to the album for a minute. Do you have any features on the new album?
Yeah, there's a gang of them on
He's
there.
got Spitter on it. He's got Diz on it. He's got Lil Tyler.
Yep.
Oh, somebody did their homework. I'm shocked.
Juicy J.
Juicy J.
Ty.
Ty. Yeah.
Lil Russell.
I love Lil Russell.
What question? By the way, long-time fan, first-time caller. Like, it's tight, like, you know, you buy, like, Diz and Spitter back, like, for that old feeling. But you always seem so, like, knowledgeable of what's going on with younger artists. Like, you seem to always be listening to what's new or what, you know, what's dope.
He was the first one on Lil Tyler. You put me on him. Remember I hit you, Will. I was like, yo, I see Wiz is following
Well, Jesus Christ
Tyler.
is my question. How do you, like, find time to, like keep abreast of what's happening all the time and and knowing like how he just said you put him on Lil Tyler, like how do you find, like, how do you do that? Like,
I be lurking the internet, dog. Like,
Okay.
I don't think that ever gets old when you like really fuck with music, and that's how I always discover shit. Is I would just lurk and dive in and hear, and then I think I kind of just know what's gonna be next sometimes, but it's not based off of like real talent or anything. It's just based off of, do I see the vision or not? And I see a lot of the, you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of the vision before motherfuckers be into that shit.
Yeah.
And I don't mind using my platform to like really, you know, shed some light on that shit.
Ty was signed to you from Jump, right?
Yeah, yep.
Right, because like you don't get enough props for really, and Juicy J was Juicy J before, right? But like I remember when he had signed to you and then Bands Will Make Her Dance.
Yeah.
Because he came on the Smokers Club tour. When you really look at your lineage of finding artists, I don't feel like you get the credit you deserve, bro. Look at where Ty Dolla $ign is now, right?
Yeah.
Juicy J, who is a legend, but he probably, without without that wave you gave him, probably would have just rode out like legendary status and maybe not even
Like
had
an
a second
incredible
run.
second run,
You know?
Well, I feel you. I appreciate that, and that's something that I always love
And
to
humble
do.
about it the whole time.
Yeah, that's
too.
the thing. I don't really need any credit. I think everybody needs like somebody who, if they look at it a certain way, then everybody else looks at it that way too. And it's cool for me to be able to be that person for a lot of people. And there's tons of artists who it might be their first song. They're like, yo, I want Wiz on there. I'm like, oh, all right, cool, that's tight.
Bro, you know how many favors you did me? I forget who I hit you about a couple of years ago that it was somebody that had no buzz and it was a weed song. I wish I remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But you just did it, bro, off
Yeah, I
the
fuck
love.
with
Nah, and that's
everybody. I
real.
fuck with
A
everybody
lot of
on the way
people.
up. Cause you never know who's gonna be who, like.
But I also just think you have a good energy about you when it comes
sure.
to that shit, you know?
For sure.
Will, question for you, since we were on the topic of Ty Dolla $ign and Juicy J. Talk to us about running Taylor Gang Records with Wiz, like that era right there when you were insane, right? Because I know you were running around with Wiz, you had Ty, you had Juicy J. Was that insane? There was Chevy. Like, how did you manage that part of that era of your guys' career?
I would say just because we lived together too,
Right.
so that helped because you were just able to talk about.
Everybody lived in the same crib? Or you're saying just like in the same area?
Well, in the same crib for a little bit, and then when Bash was born, we all spread out, but we still had a Taylor Gang house
Right.
that had a studio,
That's
so he
crazy.
was there all the time too.
Because I think it's nuts with everybody who lives here. Could you imagine living with Ty Dolla $ign, Juicy J, Wiz, Chevy? Light, you were there too?
They weren't there, no, but like me and Wiz were there.
Oh, got it. So it was easy for you guys
Light,
to communicate.
Nate, Ricky P, and people would just come through all the day, and it was just working all day. So it was insane.
And we were on tour for like 5 years straight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like we were never home, dog. We did like tour after tour after tour after tour. And that set this like the real standard, especially for people knowing and understanding how important Will is to the situation. Because we came in this shit, we didn't have no connects, we ain't have nothing. Like this motherfucker was making relationships on the way. And he became somebody that people looked at like, damn, well, we want to do it like how you're doing it for your artists. Really setting the blueprint on the business end of what this shit looked like. Like I always
With
had
no
it.
help either, right?
Yeah,
like it was just
hell
you guys
nah.
learning it. Yeah, because I
they
remember
was trying to
early
block
on.
Will just because
Right.
he was young. They're like, this little young white kid, who does he think he is? But this motherfucker really running the whole shit behind the scenes.
Right.
Got the tour working, got the merch working.
And how hard was that coming from Pittsburgh? Because like I'm from New York, right? XYZ persons from LA or Atlanta, Chicago, where there's like a whole music scene. Like Pittsburgh is you guys. It
Yeah.
was you guys. Like there was no blueprint. You know what I mean? Like was that impossible? Like how long were you rocking with each other? From high school or middle school? Or what?
Will's younger than me, so by the time I was traveling, he booked me to go to his school.
As an artist?
Yeah, as
Oh,
an
so you were
artist.
popping locally already?
Yeah.
What album or what song?
Prince of the City
Prince of the
Volume
City.
2, baby.
You know what? That's a good one for
Before
Milk.
I
That's
even
not
said it, yo.
That's not even a kick off the show, Milk. All right.
Yeah, that's exactly when it was.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he booked me
Hell
there.
yeah.
And then listen,
He's
hell
proud
yeah.
as fuck.
I had a deal with Warner, but then I didn't option for the album. So when I got back, I was pretty much at square one. And my manager, he was there, but he wasn't really doing much. So I hit up Will and I was like, that same shit that we did at your school, what if we did that at a
Damn,
bunch of
that's
other
crazy.
schools? Yeah, and then we just took that shit on the road. Like we rented a car, he drove that motherfucker, and I got on the internet and started calling it a tour and making, different legs up off of the tour and shit. And it just, it just snowballed after that.
How early was that before we all linked up? Because I remember you guys taking us on our first tour. That you brought Crit on fucking, what tour was that?
That was Wake and Bacon.
Wake and Bake, right?
Yeah, right?
So, and then
that
before
wasn't
that,
that wasn't Green Carpet, was it?
No, because that was with that was with Big Sean. Before that was with
Okay,
Yellow
yeah.
Wolf.
So it was Wake
and
and
You
Bacon.
God.
Yeah.
Interesting story.
Yellow Wolf and you guys?
Yeah, we went on tour with Yellow Wolf.
Who packaged that together?
Who do you think?
Peter Schwartz?
Me, Yellow Wolf,
Shout out
and You
Peter
God
Schwartz.
in a Sprinter van.
Nah, never.
He knew how to do it. He knew how to do it.
These are the stories we need. All right, so you're.
And we're still friends with
Wait,
all of
you
them,
got
which is
headlining?
crazy. No.
Who was headlining?
I don't know.
I don't even remember, yo. I don't even remember, dog. I don't
You
even
got
know
that.
who had,
Crazy.
like-
No, that
Go ahead,
was
break
not.
it down. Was he still headlining at that point?
Yes.
All right, got it.
I don't know how deep we can go into these stories.
But those were good times too, though, because like I was literally in the back of the Sprinter van editing like day-to-days and shit like that. So
Holy
it wasn't.
shit.
Yeah.
Day to days where a man
Bro,
forgot
Yeah,
about
it
that.
That
wasn't
influenced
far,
me
like,
to do
after
cinematic
that
TV.
type of stuff. Yeah.
Literally. Yo, our lineage is crazy because when you really think about it, like I was in the industry a couple of years before you guys. I feel like I had found Sean and Nip, and then it found Crit, not
It was
Joey
through
yet.
Nip is I think how we honestly met
Yeah.
originally.
Yeah, we all met in New York when we were doing.
Oh, that's right. I got
XL
that footage.
cover. Yeah.
You, him, and Spitta.
Yeah. We were
That's
all at
right.
that studio.
And Spinach trying to explain to Nip about smoking joints.
Yeah.
And French was there.
Yep. French was
Yep,
there.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but that was the night we all, cause you had brought the halal, and you had
That's right.
you had put us all on halal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Spitta was trying to tell us not to smoke blunts because it's bad for your acne.
Yeah.
Instead of give you acne, secondhand acne.
So we linked there, and then it was love from that point on. I remember you guys brought us.
Then we kicked it at South by Southwest too.
Well, bro, the interesting thing about South by, it's one of the notes I got on here. Glass House was made at South by
It was.
Southwest.
We were supposed to be at a show, and I said it at the beginning. I was like, we got a show to do and everything.
Yep.
And we just
Crazy.
went to the crib and just
It
recorded.
was the
that shit.
Airbnb that I rented out
Yeah,
there.
yep.
And
Hell
you know
yeah.
how stressful it was because it's like it's at your house, but it's also.
Well, I
like
remember
partly
you
your
guys were in the
show, and it's
kitchen.
just
There was mad
stressful.
people running around. Crit was pissed off because you know Crit's very moody. He's pissed off trying to get the fucking beat right.
Yeah, and
you
it
came
was-
and laid your verse.
Yep. And I was finishing Kush and Orange Juice, so I was like, I gotta get this shit
Mm-hmm.
done because I was like, all these fools is down here. This is the perfect time.
That
And it was
record's
the last song
that
we did.
story and that record is legendary.
Yeah, yep.
That trip, we spent like 10 hours in that one venue, just smoking weed.
Oh, for the Devin Dude show?
I don't
The
remember.
first Smokers Club
Yeah,
show
it
ever.
was.
Yeah.
Because
It was
Spitta just
you,
kept asking you for weed
Spitta,
for hours. I was
Devin
like,
the
this
Dude
is
was the
insane.
headliner.
Yeah, yep.
That's how early it was in all our careers. Devin was the headliner. You know who the opener was?
Who?
Kendrick Lamar. Wow. Bro, I'll show you the I'll show you the fucking
That's
t-shirt,
cold.
right?
There's footage of me and Spitta doing car service at that show.
Word?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I need to see that.
Yeah, I think that might have been the first time we performed it too.
Yeah, I'll never forget the time we went to East Carolina College with you guys.
ECU?
ECU.
Oh my God,
And-
why do I
and-
remember ECU?
Because
bro?
you all got arrested.
Yeah, oh, that's why. Yeah.
Crit was the opener.
I was about to
on
say,
that
why do
tour.
I remember that shit? Yeah, because I'm never going back.
We went, and I remember walking past the bus and it's stinking of weed, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, you book Wiz Khalifa. What the fuck do you think is coming to your college campus, right?
They played us.
So we walk in, do our part of the show. Wiz hasn't even gone on yet. You hadn't gone on, right? And we walk out, and they're all just handcuffed against the bus.
Oh, no, we started that show.
Y'all got locked up in ACU?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I remember Will being like, he's like, call Artie. And all you guys were locked and shit. Damn, that was no good. I remember that
Fuck
explicitly.
ECU.
I feel like the next night, that was when Crit got so fucking drunk. Do you remember you were making him
Yeah.
drink gin? You don't even remember
When he
this story,
blacked
do you? I
out.
feel like you had so many party
He
nights
went
on
blind
tour.
that night.
He went blind, blacked out. I got all that footage. He was like, yo, I can't see, no, for real. Because he thought he could outdrink you.
Yeah. And I had to bring him upstairs, like, to the hotel. Like, I had to, like, throw him in his room.
You still doing the Bombay Sapphire?
Nah, I don't
Jesus
drink. I
Christ.
don't
Then clap that up. He stepped it up.
Thank
Don't
you,
worry
bro.
that shit.
I don't even drink as much as I used to, man. Like,
But what happened at Coachella? You said you got
I did get drunk at Coachella. I said as much as I used to, but I don't promote drinking.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I have alcohol
Sorry,
for
kids.
sale, but I don't promote it because it's like you really got to be able to handle that shit. Like back in the day when I was drinking like that, it was only because I ain't know no better. But now I know a little bit better. So
If you would love to sponsor the show with your alcohol, let us know.
okay, I got you. You could drink all
What
of
are you
it
trying
for
to
me.
do business on the show? He's gonna ask for a free verse next. Watch out for this guy. I'm telling you. Watch out.
But yeah, we used to get crazy, dog.
crazy.
Yeah, we used
Like,
to party hard.
I feel like I considered us party animals, but you motherfuckers took it to a whole different level. I'm like, oh, man. Well, I was never a drinker like that.
Yeah.
You were drinking, you were smoking,
yeah.
mushrooms, the whole shit.
yeah.
It was some Jimi Hendrix experience type of vibes.
We never did no hard drugs. Thank
That's all
goodness.
safe
same.
stuff. Weed, mushrooms, alcohol.
But that's a good way to do it.
Yeah. You can make it out of that. That's sustainable.
I did Special K once on accident because you had a weird photo shoot here. And then we found a bag, and I thought, never mind. You know,
Who the fuck finds a bag of a white substance and just
ketamine?
sniffs it? Yeah, and he thought it was
you're
coke.
fucking
He thought it
bugging,
was
bro.
coke, and he's like, "Yo, dude, I think I just did Special K. I just think I did Special K."
what's your photo shoot?
I just have to say about that East Carolina thing. So, you know, that was horrible situation. Like, we all laughed on the way there. We were like, this is gonna be a couple $1,000s. Fuck this, but will be hilarious. Remember what the bail was? It was like $300,000 a person.
For what?
For 10 of us, and it was for this much weed, dog. Yeah, the bail was $3 million, dog.
$3 million.
Because in little
Yeah,
towns
yeah.
like that, that's how they cash out.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I was like, what the fuck?
These cops were all through the bus. The only thing they didn't find was the bag full of money. Like, did you guys do your job?
And what? It was just this much weed, literally.
It was a little bit of weed, but we had a
It was
bunch
a little over an ounce.
we had a gang of cash. We didn't even know we had as much money as we did, but Motor counted out, I think, like 200 grand with his hands, bro. Like,
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, so let's
It
touch
was
on like
crazy.
the TGOD, like the Taylor Gang family, because I feel like it's rare to really see like a crew stick together the whole way through.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? We've all seen everybody break up, have their issues, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, walk us through that whole thing. How did you guys all link up? When?
it goes back because we came together kind of separately, just through one place at ID Labs where
studio.
where Matt came up as well.
Got it.
And that's E Dan's spot. And if it wasn't for E Dan, we wouldn't have all had a place to like really do our thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just through the scene in Pittsburgh, because it was so many different ways. Like there was like a battle era that motherfuckers had to make it out of. So some people who were with
You were
us
never
back
battling,
then,
were you?
Yeah, hell yeah, I
Word?
was doing all that shit. Some people who was with us back then, they might have been, better at that. And then when the mixtape era started happening, they kind of got washed out during that. So it was just as far as like who was really down to do what. Like this, it wasn't easy, you know what I mean? And it took a lot. And then when we started traveling, even more people, you start to realize who's there for what. And like coming to New York now, it's like we got so many memories of shit that we did before this shit was glamorous at all.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what made us who we are, and that's why we're able to like really sustain, is because of the foundation. Like we've been through the mud together. We didn't just come
Pretty
together.
much
like-
all of you, right?
Yeah. Me and Chev met like being in the studio together, but they're all older than me.
Right.
So it was really when we all started like hanging out in the clubs, and then me and Breeze been doing what we do probably since I was like 15, 16.
He's
maybe.
from Pittsburgh too?
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
Breeze used to come up to get me from high school and take me to go, you know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, so that's how we all met. And then Lonnie and, we all just kind of came together based off of what we already was doing.
I feel like I know what Taylor Gang means, right? But like, to you guys, like Taylor Gang or Die, like where did it all come from?
Yeah,
you
it
know?
came from wearing Chucks for sure.
Right,
Cause that was like, that's pretty different in Pittsburgh.
yep.
Like everybody's wearing like J's or Forces or whatever. And it was at a time where we were going out like different places. So it would be a bunch of us with the same shit on. So they would call us one thing, and then I was like, I kind of just flipped it into what we had on. What's up, bro?
What's going on? How's everybody?
What's up, man?
Frank, nice to meet you. What's going on?
Like,
How
what's
you
up,
doing?
buddy?
Meet you, Frank.
Yep. What's going on, brother? Nice to see you, Rich.
How you doing?
Yep.
What's up, my man?
How you doing?
How you doing, man? Good to
So-
see you again.
Yep.
Burner has told us a lot about you, or told me a lot about you, so it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yep.
I know you've been growing homegrown weed for like 30 plus years when the sour diesel and the piff and everything was really at its height out here, right? You were one of the main guys.
Well, I told you I started in the sun-dried tomato business, and then I transitioned my father's factory into the weed business.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because what happened was after COVID, the whole thing got changed up, so we repurposed our growing facility into the sun-dried tomatoes. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Wait, so you, hold on. So you started in sun-dried tomatoes and
Nobody,
then,
when's the last time you've seen a fucking sun-dried tomato anyway? It doesn't exist, you know what I'm saying? So we got rid of the factory, and we started making this, and what the difference between us and the other growers is I use my own compost. You understand? Yeah, so I use my own shit to make this. That's why I call it dingleberries. Yeah, I'm serious.
wait, what?
Yeah, so
Well,
this-
like your own tomato or your own actual.
No. So what happened is when you
Wait.
When you grow, listen to me. When you grow marijuana,
Dingleberries.
when you grow marijuana, what do you do?
You have to put fertilizer.
You want me to smoke? You want us to smoke dingleberries?
You want me to go buy someone else's shit? You don't know what's inside. I'm vegan, okay? That's what I tell you. I'm vegan, and that's clean as hell. I tell you, I promise you. Try that. Smell that. You don't smell none of the. It's good stuff right there.
It does smell good.
Yep.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
You guys down to try the homegrown shit bags?
No, they're very good.
Hold on. So let me get this straight.
Okay, so tell me, yeah.
So I'm not a smoker.
Yeah.
So
Homegrown
as far as
shit bags.
compost, you mean your own feces?
Pretty much, yeah, because what happened was, I know what's in there. I eat vegetables every day, and besides, the once in a while I get too high, I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I have a fucking box of donuts. But that's most of the time I'm eating clean. You know what I mean? This is revolutionary stuff. I'm telling you right now, wait until those hippies get this. You know, it's gonna take off. I'm telling you right now.
Yo, dingleberries is
What?
crazy.
Yo,
a good
Dingleberries is an insane
No
name.
one else is doing it.
Do you know what you cross the strains with? What is this? Are we down to try this?
Yeah, we smoking it.
I say listen to me. I say it's made in California.
Where's this crazy?
I say it's made in California, but if you want me to be honest with you, it's mostly grown in Brooklyn because, you know what I'm saying, it's better for marketing and stuff. But that's besides that.
Yo, you got bacon, egg, and cheese shit up in there.
Nice, good. Listen, you got, no, I don't do bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm mostly vegan. You know?
Yo, E, will you roll this up for us to try? Oh, you're already rolling up, bro? All right, roll up one more.
Nice to meet everybody.
Oh, my
Thank you
bad,
guys for
man.
having me. Thank you for having me. I'm very
Y'all
excited.
gonna smoke some shit.
Yeah, we're
Wiz.
gonna try some shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good
Wiz
stuff.
is.
You're vegan, but I still eat at McDonald's.
Listen to me, that was one time, all right? Why are you fucking blowing up my spot? Most of the time I'm vegan, okay?
Stanley, come sit down. I gotta go to the bathroom.
The Hit It Once dub that you did on the EP that just dropped is so fucking fire.
fuck with
bro.
that?
Hell yeah. It was just a vibe. It was like, because I'm listening through all the music. You know, I'm a fan. As you drop, I listen. You know what I mean? And that record just was dope. I liked how you remixed it. Where'd you come up with that idea to take the dub like?
It was something that we all like collectively agreed on, because when the original Hit It Once, we were kind of like feeling, you know, just the energy and just going based off of the vibe of that one. And we were like, how about we just take it to the next level and like really make that real and just see how people respond to it. So that's cool as hell that you fuck with it.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah.
That's my favorite song on that last
Yeah,
album.
good look.
And you titled that Kush and OJ also, didn't you?
It was
EP?
really just me. So there's like this new method that they have when you're releasing music, and they call it the waterfall method.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And where you're allowed to like release songs,
Yeah.
but then attach it to the album.
Oh, so
later.
those songs will be on the album?
Yeah, they're attached
hard.
as bonus
Okay.
tracks.
Nice.
Since you already heard them, I wanted to have those be at the bonus tracks.
Almost setting
And
the tone.
Yeah, like separate, you know what I'm saying, experience, and then you got the full album, you know what I mean, all the way before. There's songs that you haven't heard, 18 songs that you haven't heard before.
I'm excited
So,
for this
yeah,
album. Those
it's-
songs sounded crazy. You just played.
Thank you, bro. It's
And
a
they're
vibe.
in line kind of with what you dropped already.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I know it's going to be very cohesive.
No, that was a vibe.
Yeah, good luck, good luck.
What's your name again? Frank?
Frank.
Frank what?
Frankie
D'Amiglio.
D'Amiglio.
Frankie D'Amiglio.
You're in the sun-dried tomato business?
Why wasn't my father was?
Okay.
Well, you got a problem with that?
No, I was just wondering what business you were in. Jesus, my bad, Frank D'Amiglio.
God damn, D'Amiglio sounds like a dangerous last name, too.
D'Amiglio's about to put me in a hole in the desert.
In that same song, you said Kush make you tell the truth.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that? I mean, obviously, I could figure what it means, but like, you know, I never really heard anybody say that. That was the first time.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I mean, I feel like when you get around like anybody and you get high enough, you could talk about some shit that, you know what I mean, you would never really even feel comfortable talking about unless you was that stoned.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it's believing in aliens,
Nah, for real.
the new shit going on with the pyramids. You're high, you could say anything.
New shit.
Yeah, they said they found like these 12 fucking poles underneath the pyramids. You didn't hear about that? Mm-mm. Oh, it's crazy. They're saying the pyramids were now semiconductors.
Get out of here.
That they would run electricity through the whole world.
Damn.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Shit, they're like
Yeah.
plugged in.
Bro, no. So under the pyramids, they discovered, because you know Egypt, they wouldn't let you go like dig or do anything around there. They're very sacred, and I guess they allowed somebody to do X-rays. This is like a known thing. It was on BBC. It was on everything that's fucking real. They did like deep X-rays down, you know, thousands of feet down. It's taller than like the Empire State Building, and there are these like electric rods that I guess just channel like the energy in the water from
He
under.
watches a lot of different type of media, then maybe.
I heard that there's no carbon residue inside the pyramid, which means how they light it. If there was using the fire,
You hear that?
there's no.
I mean, honestly, take a look at him. Are we going to talk anything intelligent with
this
him?
guy
No.
looks.
First of all, if we want to get down to brass tacks, I'm probably the most well-read individual in this house.
But you think you're better than us because you can read?
Frank DiMiglio, I don't know. You speak how many languages?
I speak one language.
Same. That's all I got.
All right, we got our first dookie doobie rolled. So we're officially sparking the dingleberries. That's what it's called, dingleberries?
Yo, pause. What are you guys talking about?
We're smoking shit, doinks.
Everything that grows in the planet has shit. You use it. It's just regular. This is regular stuff.
All right, but it's
You're making me feel-
human feces. It's a little weird.
You're making
By
me
the
feel
way,
some type of way right now.
By the way,
This is it's got a nice, the body. It's got a full body to it.
You smoke, Frank?
A little bit here, here and there. I try not to get because sometimes I get, like he said, last time I smoked, I ended up doing too much, so I gotta take it easy.
what'd you do?
I'd rather not talk about it. I ended up in the casino. I lost $100,000. That's why I got the divorce. I told you about the divorce. There's a lot going on right now. I'm with the new wife.
Okay, moving right along.
That's got nothing to do with.
Well,
the weed,
thanks for
though.
the shitty weed.
My company is legitimate. I promise you. Okay, it's one of the best. You gotta smell it. You gotta really.
We smelled it. It smells actually really good. It actually smells really good.
You know what? Fuck it. I rolled one before I smoke. I'll smoke. I smoke.
Hell yeah, Frank.
Yo, do you remember when Dame Dash rented that house in New Orleans?
Yeah, I do.
And we were recording with Spitta, me,
Yeah.
you. Were you there?
Yeah, Will was there. That's when we stayed in the corners.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
do you remember thinking you seen a ghost or some shit and we had to search the whole fucking house for that ghost? I still tell this story to this day. You remember what I'm talking about, right?
I do, yeah.
Yo, we were in this goddamn house and you remember?
Yeah.
You remember that creepy ass house?
And
we
Wiz was like,
staying
yo, I'm
at?
telling you, I seen some shit. I think you said like a little girl or ghost or some shit. And
Oh, my God.
We checked the whole house.
We were
all the way to
standing
the
right across
attic.
the street from a graveyard.
Yeah,
That
what the
shit was
fuck?
spooky.
You are right across the street from the graveyard in the most haunted place
Yes.
in America.
And Spitta was so cool. He's like, it's all good, dog. He didn't even give a fuck. That didn't even
was like,
faze him.
no, I don't want to stay here anymore. It's a
Yeah,
ghost.
bro. And I remember. I feel like you and me went up to the attic and everything. He was like, I'm telling you, it went this way. We got stories. We got some history with each other.
Wasn't Mos Def there?
He may have been.
Probably. I remember us recording in the dining room on a
Yeah,
laptop.
same.
And you were in the other room. We were split up, and that's where you seen it.
Yeah,
and
I
I know
was
I got the
upstairs.
fuck out of there. I went and got a hotel room that night. So you have a mushroom brand.
Yeah, Mr. Caps. Mr. Caps. Yeah, yep.
And walk me through that, because obviously I eat a ton of mushrooms.
Do you have some?
These are the legal mushrooms.
Oh.
They're
I don't know
not
what that
the
means.
they're not the psychedelic ones.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But
That
are you
type of
doing
vibe.
that in anticipation of eventually the
Boom.
mushrooms going
That's
legal?
what it
right?
is. You gotta get you gotta be ahead of the
What happened
curve.
first?
Cause when they actually go legal, everybody's gonna try to jump straight
Right.
in.
And you'll have Mr. Caps branded. And so what is just kind of walk me through it, like, because I'm interested in that business myself, but what, you started it where?
It's in California.
Got it. And in Oregon, it's legal to sell now,
Uh-huh.
right? So do you have legal ones going out there?
Nah, not yet.
Got
We're thinking about. I think Thailand's gonna be the first place.
Word?
Yeah. Right. Will or Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Right.
Oh, Amsterdam?
Amsterdam's.
Yeah.
I just had mushrooms and
Yo, Mr. Caps is such a good name.
Yeah. Yep.
That shit, it rolls right off your tongue. You remember it was your album release party and we smuggled in a pound of weed to gift you?
Yes. That was up in Colorado, right?
No, it was in New York City.
Oh yeah. It was a big ass pound of weed. Y'all brought it in a bar. We were
Yep.
like upstairs and we were like in the section.
We had
and
to
shit like that.
wrap it up and pretend it was a painting. And
Yeah,
Cones,
yeah.
shout out to Shop by Cones, was like, yo, we got a painting for Wiz, and they
And
let
as
us
soon
up.
as- yeah, and I opened it up and it was a big ass pound of weed, yo.
So look,
Yeah, I do remember that.
I got you another gift. Feel me?
Oh, my
in honor of Kush and OJ too.
Oh man. Is it another painting?
It's another painting. This one you're gonna be seeing some good visions with.
Oh.
A pound of mushrooms, Mr. Cat.
Mr. Cat.
We'll ship them back if you don't want to take them on the plane.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good time for you guys.
Ooh, that looks like fun. Thanks, man. You just stepped it up, bro.
Come on, I knew that would be something to, that's a good gift right there. If
I
I
didn't
got
expect that. You don't get that often.
That's a pound of shrooms, my friends.
Damn, bro.
I'm gonna eat a bunch of them and listen on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you feel like sending the untitled link early, then
We'll make sure you get it. Yeah,
We need to listen to that tonight.
Will's looking at him right now like he just wants to eat them
Nah,
all.
there's people that we fuck with less that have it right now. So we love you, so definitely.
That's exciting. You got new songs coming out?
Yeah.
That's great.
You like rap music?
I like everything. My kids, they got me listening to everything now. They got me listening to everything.
How many kids you got?
Too many. I got like 2 from the last marriage, and then the other 2. I got 4 altogether.
And is the plan to go legal with your weed, or like what is this? Like this is
So right now, we're focused on. We got a lot of Italian pork stores on board. You know what I mean? We're selling them out of there, and then we got to. Nah, it's great because these Italians like to get high, but you know what I'm saying. They don't want to go to dispensaries because then other people see them buying it, so they go to the pork store. They got even ice cream trucks. You get an ice cream cone. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it all over.
he's definitely getting indicted off this
I'm
episode.
not afraid of jail. I told you, I just got out, so it's fine. And that's not the first time I went to jail.
All right. Well, moving right along with the positive interviews that we have going on here. Where'd Will Mills go? He got too high, didn't he? Sheesh. I like that though. That's great, man. We smoked that. He caught a secondhand high. You can't ask for anything more on a Wiz Khalifa Good Talk episode with the homies, with Kush and OJ 2 coming out. That was the goal. I hope you're all high as fuck. I hope everybody here can't do their jobs.
I don't have a job.
Oh, here he is. You got too high?
Yes.
He's back. With the Khalifa Kush brand, do you have more strains coming out, or are you really just focused on the OG right now?
Yeah, we have more. We got a couple strains on the menu. There's Baby Turtle, there's Khalifa Mints, and there's Point Breeze, right? And Violet Skies.
All out already?
Yeah, yeah.
I need a pack of that.
Yeah.
I only smoked the OG.
Wiz, have you ever smoked any strain or anything weed that's like, yo, I can't take this anymore? Have any weed ever conquered you?
Nah, I've never been conquered by weed. It definitely makes me feel different types of weed. I remember smoking sour diesel. That shit used to make me tired as
You know what?
fuck.
I hear that shit a lot, right? And that was like in the early 2000s.
It used to make me sleepy.
I know this now. Do you think weed is weaker now? I'm not a smoker, but I'm just going based off observation and being an
I don't
ex-
think it's weaker now. I don't think. Yes, I do think it is weaker. we smoke way stronger weed like Kush,
Right.
Like some real strong OG Kush. A lot of people can't handle that. A lot of the weed now is like hybrids.
I remember back in the days, my niggas that pass around 1 and everybody be good.
Yeah.
Now I see like 6 in rotation.
But niggas just smoke a way more weed too, though.
Yeah,
Right?
but candies don't really get you as smacked as OG or like some
Yeah.
Also, outdoor is better than indoor. That's a scientific fact.
Yeah, for sure.
Who told you the indoor outdoor thing? I want to know just because I never knew that.
My oldest brother.
Who?
My oldest brother. Shout out Nathan Johnson. I love you, baby.
When he said it, it sounded like it was a fact off like
No, it
fucking
is.
the internet.
It's a fact. Outdoor is better than indoor. It's a scientific
In what sense?
fact.
Not stronger.
The best weed is growing between Humboldt County and Southern Oregon, and it's all outdoor.
What about climate change?
There you go, Will.
Well, I don't believe in that. Shout out to Trump. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
The new tour that you're going out with is it's an intimate one, right? It's like underplays across the country.
Yeah.
Taylor Gang. The whole squad's coming with you.
Yeah.
And when is that?
That starts May 20th, I think.
Nice. You make it a New York stop?
You can't
announce
we're coming,
it.
There's multiple layers.
Okay.
to the-
We'll chop up business off camera.
We're gonna use this like to get the show ready, the big show later.
Hey, Wiz, what's the longest you've ever gone since you started smoking, not smoking,
Ooh, great question.
and not being in jail?
Probably like 3 days. If I go to like,
Why did you do?
if I go to like Dubai or like Saudi
you
Arabia.
can't.
But now like sometimes I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I don't know.
Wiz, don't 56 nights yourself, please. We don't need you.
Nah, yeah, we not doing that. But usually when I go to Middle Eastern countries, they don't allow smoking over there. So there's the travel time, there's actually being there, and then there's traveling back.
How ready are you to smoke after you get off that plane?
I be high as fuck. I be cool though, but like it's at this point it's worth it, and it's like I'm good. Like I'm.
How you feel about edibles?
Edibles are cool, but I like to smoke. I like to get stoned. I like to the whole, you know what I mean?
The experience, rolling up everything.
Exactly. Like edibles kind of make me a little bit sluggish.
I've only smoked once in my life when I was 16, right?
Yeah.
Nah. I had the worst experience ever in my life. I got paranoid. My best friend, he was there. I was bugging.
Was it a dust blunt?
I thought it was because of the way I was acting, but then there was 7 of my dudes on the same blunt, and they didn't have the reaction. So it was back when Brooklyn weed was chocolate tie.
Yep.
It was that.
Yeah.
And it was brown, dark weed out of a backwood.
It was bad.
I had a bad trip.
That's why.
I never smoked again after that, though.
But that was horrible weed in a backwood. Like, we smoke really good weed now.
Right.
So your experience would be way different. And you got to train yourself for weed as well. So, like, you got to take a little puff here.
Because my thing was, I felt good for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the trip started.
You got to also know when you want to smoke. Like, I learned as I got a little older, I used to smoke all day long. I don't even like being high when I'm working anymore because I got so much shit going on, so much to balance, the phones ringing, meetings, Zooms, whatever the fuck. I wait till the end of my day.
Yep.
It's hard, but it's rewarding.
Yeah.
And also, like, when I get high to chill.
Yep.
Not to be all high and on the phone dealing with bullshit. You know? So
yeah.
I had to learn, like, because I started getting anxiety for a little bit, like 3-4 years ago. And it was because I was high as shit trying to do a million things at once. You know,
that makes sense.
You got to really know when.
You got to know when to do it. You got to know when to put that shit down. And a lot of people, they just want to get stoned or think that the lifestyle of getting stoned is doing it all the time. But like you said, it's when you know not to do it as well.
One is indica and the other one is sativa.
Yeah.
I know it's one is for the body high and the other one is kind of for the.
It just depends. I look at that shit like liquor. Like some people like dark liquor, some people like light
What's the
liquor.
difference though? What's indica and what's sativa? I don't know the difference.
It's really how it's grown, like what the leaves look like and what the nugs look like. Sativa is a little bit leafier, and indica is a little bit tighter bud and more, condensed. Right. And indica, to me, it keeps me up, but some people said it knocks them out. And sativa is a lighter high. It's not as like stony, like
Not as heady or what they say.
The shit that I smoke is like gonna fuck you up.
You ever had Luigi OG from?
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
favorite OG strain.
Yeah,
right there. That shit is
Luigi's
nuts.
like
He won't give it to anybody.
Yeah, I know.
You can't
right?
buy it. You can't buy a clone to grow nothing.
Yeah,
That's just
nah,
his
hell
family
nah.
strain. Yeah, forever, bro.
Who's your favorite person to like smoke with aside from Snoop?
Burner.
Burner Boy?
Yeah, no, Burner.
Shut up. This guy really don't smoke.
Burner. He was
I know
just
who
here.
Burner is. I'm thinking about Burner
Shout out
Boy.
to Johnny Shipes, just signed Burner. Good Talk Records.
Yes, I know who Burner is.
Yeah, so
Nah, I
Burner.
didn't say you didn't know who Burner
Yo,
was.
Milk, shut the fuck up.
I'm telling Will.
Go ahead. Sorry, we want to
You know,
hear.
I'm sounding good talk too.
Burner's one of my favorite partners to smoke with because he just always has the best weed in the world.
And an assortment of it too.
Yeah, and he'll just give you packs. He'll get you high as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burner's a good dude. And he never stopped giving me weed. Like, he's always got weed.
You guys ever drop a collab strain or anything like that together?
Well, he's the one who gave me KK.
Oh, really?
Gave me the original strain for
Got it.
Khalifa Kush.
And the new strains, you grew, you picked them yourself, like you handpicked them?
No, those are more in collaborations with the companies that I'm with.
Got it.
So it's just based off of what they have new coming out, and then they're able to cross it and try different things, and then we put names on it and things like that, and just expand the menu.
Word. You're really an entrepreneur because, like, I feel like you knew exactly whether you were going into the weed game or music and then going independent, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that was a major step in the direction of your empire being built because now you
Yeah.
own your masters, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You're a BMG, right?
Yeah, yep.
Own the masters. Everything coming out is under Taylor Gang, right? So, like, what's the plan there? Are you going to relaunch, like, trying to break artists again, or is it mostly focused on you? Like, what is the...
Really just rebuilding my catalog. I had a good run with Atlantic, but we don't own that music.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And, still, it was a good run, and I've been able to do a lot with what I did over there. So just redoing that and then owning the catalog and then building up the popularity of that catalog so it's valuable as well.
Yeah, live off that shit for the rest of your life.
Hell yeah.
You know what I love to see? Because Wiz is like the stoner of stoners. I would love to see like a weed taste test. Are you really that fucking good, bro? Like, put 5 different types, like your 5 favorite strands,
Yeah,
and you take a hit off each one and be able to name which is which.
like the weed Shark Tank. Oh,
Can you
if
do
I
that?
know
Yeah.
what it is,
Once you know
nah,
what it is off
nah.
the hit.
I don't smoke other strains. I only smoke mine, so I wouldn't even know what was what, like based off
Got
of
you.
like taste or smell, because it's so much shit out here, so many crosses and hybrids and all of that. If you do like some old school weed, like Purple Haze, and Sour D,
I think that'd be dope,
and like
bro.
Headband,
Stoners Club, Johnny.
But you know what I
Yeah.
think? Me and Bern were talking, right?
it would have to be old school weed.
That like 09 menu is gonna come back, like all that old shit,
Headband.
the headband,
It
sour
should.
diesel,
Gotta get some headband.
you know,
I could do that with that weed.
Why does that ever go away though?
because it just gets
I mean, it's
weak.
not like it's banned.
Nah, it gets weak. It gets like watered down. Something new, better comes out. Something gets crossed
Because I
with
see
it.
all these
You
people
know,
like online talk about sour diesel. Why is it not available?
you could get D's. D's is now available again. Zushi's growing it. I feel like.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's harder to get Haze because Haze has to be grown down in Florida.
In Florida,
for the most
that's the
part.
only place I got haze recently.
Yeah. Shout out Shice Bubs. He was the king of the haze. What?
Very hard that it's not legal.
It's medically legal.
Did you finish that joint?
The doo-doo joint, I did. It wasn't bad weed. Is that
Yeah.
the dookie joint?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit.
Why
weed.
y'all keep calling it that?
Because he grows it in his own fucking feces.
Look at the packaging.
What the fuck, bro?
So I'm scrolling on my notes that I had to ask because some of them, the producer writes for me, right? And it says, what made you get into the Liquid Death, water business? Like you felt it fit your brand, obviously, right?
Yeah, for sure. They just gave me
How
the
did that come
opportunity
about?
to like help market and get it off of the ground, and they just see my platform and just my reach, and was like, hey, anything that I do business wise is more than just like a licensing or anything like that. I can't just let you use my likeness or anything.
You gotta
like
own
that.
it.
It's better for all of us if I own it, because then I'm gonna be able to work with it. It's not just gonna be you slapping my name on there. And this, they didn't even want to use my face or my name. They just wanted me to use my lifestyle to promote it.
Right.
And through that, it became a trusted brand, and then it was able to expand and do things that I wouldn't have even been able to do with it. So it was like, it's a real partnership.
Yeah, it's a big brand at this point. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's and then we've always had it. We've always put it in our stuff. I've had it all over the place. So just secretly, you've been, led to it. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where, peace, bro.
Pleasure meeting you.
I'm sorry. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Frank.
man.
Send me the music and
Frank.
I'll listen to it.
We're
Okay,
not sending you any music, but
Send me some tomatoes.
Sun-dried tomatoes.
Where's Stanley at?
But yeah, it's one of those things where I learned how much you really have to work for those type of companies for them to like take off and be successful. Yeah.
here he comes. Do we have Stanley's questions for Wiz? I'm gonna ask both of you guys this because I know how close you are. I know how far you go back. Favorite Wiz story, or funniest Wiz story?
Oh man,
There's not one that sticks out.
there's too many.
Wiz, what about you? Favorite Will story?
Favorite Will story is when he went to jail in Illinois, cause they was trying to get him to tell on me and he didn't tell.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Thug it out, Will. Okay, Will. There we go.
Yeah.
It was insane. This dude literally was writing with shit on the wall, and you know me, I was so fresh. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
am
he
I
was
doing?
scared.
What was going on?
Weed in Illinois was like heroin. We had a half, literally a half under the seat. And he was like, it's his, right? I was like, we just got this rental car. We have no clue whose it is. And he was like, then you're coming to jail. I was like, fuck. And it wasn't even like
They
crazy
took
like
him
that.
to jail.
But like the internet barely existed. So you had to go like search.
All
on,
we
like,
had was like the show money.
HTML bullshit.
This was early on in your career?
Yeah.
This was literally like summer 08.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I got on Twitter and did a verse for somebody in like the little local town that we was in
To get the
money.
bread to bail him
Yeah,
out?
to bail him out.
That's
yeah.
fine.
That is a good fucking
That's
story.
incredible.
That's a good story. That's real friends both ways.
Hell
for real.
yeah.
When he got me out of jail, we got in the car and like having the money, you would have thought we made $100 million off these verses. It was just like, let's get the fuck
Like,
out of
let's
here.
get the fuck out of here. We hit a lick.
Stanley, come sit down. Let me see this goddamn. Come sit. Come here.
Yo, man.
So, guys, this is cousin Stanley.
What's up, cousin Stanley?
What's up, Stan?
Stanley, say,
What's
wait,
that word?
I'm gonna tell you in a second. I'm gonna tell you in a second, but hold on. Can you say hi to Wiz?
Hi.
What's up, man? How you doing?
He asked how you're doing.
Well, you didn't give me a chance.
Okay, sorry.
I'm doing wonderful.
Good, thank you.
He's a very famous rapper.
Yes, I gathered that.
Did you listen to any of his music?
No, I don't listen to anybody's.
Okay, fair enough. So Stanley writes some questions every episode to ask our guests.
If I was a strain of marijuana, what would you name me?
Macaroni.
Macaroon?
No, not macaroon, macaroni.
Oh,
I like that.
I do too.
I like that. Lil Macaroni might be his that might be his new nickname.
What is the best strip club in Pittsburgh?
Ooh, that would be interesting to go.
Pretty kitty.
The Pretty Kitty.
Okay, pretty kitty. Are you a wizard?
Wait, what?
Are you a wizard?
No, I'm not a wizard. I'm sorry.
Wizard of Oz?
No, I
No.
think the Wiz stands for wisdom.
It does stand for wisdom.
Did you hear that? His name stands for wisdom.
Okay.
He's not impressed. He's not impressed.
Wait, how do you guys know each other?
Me and I'll tell the story. I'll tell the story. That's my grandpa. Stanley's my grandpa. Me and him were in the same foster home. Shipes decided to sign me and him as a two-man
So what
act.
happens is he gets really drunk on these episodes, and I usually just buzz him off. He should be off at this point. So that's not the real story. The real story is I've been wanting to do this forever, right? And one of my closest homies is that dude, Don, the producer of the show. So I was like, Don, we got to do this. And all of a sudden, one day, he just showed up with cousin Stanley and was like, this is your new guest. So that's how I know Stanley. He's just a legend, right?
I guess.
Well, can we talk about, because right now he's having beef with his temple, so he's Jewish. They don't like him coming on this show, so some stuff,
No, I didn't say that. Some of the questions.
some of the questions. But you also tried to extort me for more money. You said you weren't coming back unless I paid you more money. That did happen.
That's some Jewish shit, bro.
That's Jewish
It's
on
some
Jewish
Jewish-
crime right
That's
there.
Jewish on Jewish crime, first of all. Secondly, Stanley, one of his claim to fames is how many DUIs you think he has?
Oh man, how many?
I don't count them.
Oh, I count them.
I was about to say, how many are you allowed to get before they take your license?
He got 5 DUIs.
That's a lot, bro.
What'd you say?
5?
I never lost it.
You still-
I just never renewed it.
You see the Christian Dior's he got on?
I know.
Feel me?
I like it.
Nah, I was just complimenting your glasses.
Oh,
How do you not? You never get a secondhand smoke from being on the show?
The weed come on high.
Smoke rises. Oh shit, that's crazy. That's probably really why he doesn't get high. Oh wow, that's a scientific fact right there. That just blew my mind. So that's how I know Stanley. Will Mills, super funny comedian that I started managing. And then he came on an episode and it was hysterical. And I was like, bro, you got to start coming back regularly
Yeah.
because he's just funny as fuck.
The last one I seen was when you was talking about rappers' names who wouldn't fly like now.
Oh,
Yeah.
We saw Juicy
Yeah,
J shit.
yeah, hell yeah. That shit was hilarious, bro.
Oh, the funniest one was Mr. Cheeks.
Yeah.
Cheeks.
That
Yeah,
shit had
Mr.
me
Cheeks in
dying.
2000. Yeah,
Shout out to the Lost Boys though.
Nah, he actually reached out to me and posted it up.
That shit was
Everybody
funny.
had fun with it.
It was funny, yeah.
Yeah, everybody. And
Hell
nobody got offended, bro.
Yeah, nah. It wasn't offensive.
Wait, hold
That
on
shit was
one
funny.
sec. So Stanley corrected me and he said, how do you know Don?
through a restaurant bar that
Is that the place that you're notorious for? You used to clean cups there, right?
I was the dishwasher behind the bar.
He was the dishwasher
He
behind the bar.
wanted me to be the bartender.
But you used to grab people's
Behind,
balls, right?
Behind or under the bar.
What?
You used to grab people's balls. Don't make me call Don on this show. We're not gonna lie on this show. You were known to grab people's balls in that bar. Yes or no?
Bull.
Donald. And then Milk. Interesting enough, he's a nasty rapper. So I heard him online, and I was like, oh, dude is nice. So I hit him. I'm like, bro, come up to New York City, right? He comes up.
From where?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. He comes up, and he's nasty. He's rapping. And then, like, bro, he's the funniest. He's like Cousin Todd reincarnated. It's like, yeah, that's how I met Milk. And, you know, added him to the show. And, you know, just, we have a slew of characters in and out. Dizza was on for a bit. I think this show was a little too maney for him.
That was like my one question I had.
Where's Dizza?
I swear to God.
Dizza started the show with us. I think he's more focused on wrestling right now and just other things. Like my life is a circus. It's a fucking mind fuck. So this is just an extension of me. Dizza's not with the fuck shit all the time. Mm-hmm. You know?
We love Dizza though.
Yeah, of course. What rappers did you grow up listening to?
Shit, like Cam. That's my favorite rapper.
Yeah, I knew that.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, it's
hell
my
yeah.
brother's favorite rapper.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of Dipset, a lot of
Hell.
just like that underground, like that Smack DVD era type shit. Like Wayne when he was on his mixtape tape shit.
You could hear that shit in your raps.
Yeah, hell yeah.
In Pittsburgh, they were like fucking with Smack DVDs and shit like
yeah,
that.
for sure. We listen to a lot of 3-6 coming up too. That's where like the Juicy influence is at.
Yeah.
You know what was ill about you though, Wiz? I didn't know where the fuck you was from when I first heard you.
Yeah.
Even with the black and yellow shit, I'm like, that's how niggas in Pittsburgh talk?
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, you got Philly, Philly and Pittsburgh, same thing. You got the same state. Mm-hmm. But it's like different, bro.
Yeah, it's totally different.
It was super different, man.
Yeah, we're closer to Ohio, so we're like Midwest a little bit.
But you're originally from North Dakota.
Well, I was born there, and my parents was in the military, so I moved around a lot when I was a kid. But my home base has always been Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
That's where my family is. And when my mom left the military, that's where I would be in Pittsburgh, and then I would leave there and then come back. So that's my home.
I think to this day, you probably still like the only.
And Mac.
Yeah, Mac Miller.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Yeah,
Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. We was definitely having that conversation where a lot of people like associate me with a West Coast artist and shit like that because they just didn't know what Pittsburgh niggas really sound like. And we have a lot of different sounds. There's a lot of different influences. Like, I feel like Chevy has his own sound and like Fed, you know what I'm saying? He's got his own sound. And there's a lot of other artists who's coming out of Pittsburgh now who represent different sides of it.
Shout out Trap Hardo.
Hardo like a motherfucker.
R.I.P. Jimmy Wapo. He was crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wapo was fire.
Wasn't Jimmy signed to you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we had just signed him. Like, there's definitely like different representations of it. I feel like I more like commercialized it just due to, being on the internet and then putting in all of the work, like traveling.
And then selling 8 billion records of fucking Fast and Furious, nigga.
Biggest fucking song never come out of Pittsburgh with Black and Yellow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the anthem for fucking Pittsburgh.
See You Again, bro?
No, for sure.
Is it the most streamed song on YouTube or second most?
Yeah, it goes back and forth between number 1 and number 2.
Who you competing with? Gundam Style?
Fucking Baby Shark, bro.
Bro,
Yeah, man.
listen, that sounds crazy,
Fucking Baby Shark, bro.
Hold on. The number 1 and 2 most streamed songs is Baby Shark and See You Again?
Yeah.
Yo, that is nuts.
Baby Shark and him is going next. Yo, that's crazy. That's next level shit, bro.
Fuck, that's nuts.
Number 1 song.
Word. So when you made Black and Yellow, right? And even now, do you hate performing it at this point?
No, I love performing
Word.
this shit. Yeah.
Sometimes when you perform a record 10,000 times. I'm
But
but
not,
it's just
I'm
such
not
a
that
good
dude.
record, right?
It's a really good a record, and it's a good representation of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could see, like, if I, like, fucking had some bad memories attached to it.
Yeah.
But I made that record for the purpose of
pulled up in that Camaro.
to do what it was supposed to do, and it took me to a level, and like I was telling somebody the other day too, you might go 10, 15 years. A lot of my fans are that deep in the game, and they never see me perform yet. They might have been too broke or they were too young or blah, blah, blah. So by that time when they would see me, they want to see me perform that song.
Real.
They don't want to see the weak-ass version of it. They don't want to see the tired version. They want to see that version that they grew up listening to, like that's really gonna affect them.
That's real. I never even thought about it like that.
I gotta
Because your
give it
shit
that
really
energy.
does span different eras of kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Not only that, different different demographics of people.
Yeah, nah, but like a hip hop head, a weed smoker, is going to stumble upon you in some way, shape, or
100%.
form, and then just go back through the catalog and
that's
love
exactly
it. You know what I mean?
happens.
You know, we touched on Mac for a minute, but did you originally put on Mac? Was he like featured on your record first, or was that?
We were signed to the same independent label.
Oh, that's right, Rostrum. I'm
Rostrum,
buggy.
yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Got it. And that's how you guys linked up.
Yeah, well, we linked up by being in the studio because he was recording at ID Labs as well and really learning from the same people who I had learned from. And yeah, just through that, he got signed by Benji to Rostrum. And then that's when we started, you know, pretty much coming up in the same system together.
Got it. Yeah, that was very crazy when that all went down, you know?
Yeah, I know, man. It sucked. It's unfortunate as fuck. And I was just saying how proud of Mac I am, or would be, because, you know, the music that he made and the name for it.
Yeah, it's a legacy. It lives on. It really does.
Yeah, it does, man.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think him and Cousin Todd are somewhere chilling together.
Oh,
I got
sure.
a bunch of old pictures of them that'll be like, yo, these characters got to be somewhere fucking around.
Yeah, no, they really lived it.
That's a fact.
Yeah, they lived it.
I only have one last question. Like, coming up, what music was like your biggest influence? Like, any particular artist?
I would say I have like an eclectic music collection. I think just respecting and loving music in general kind of set me apart, and that's where I'm able to create from. I practiced at being a rapper, you know what I mean? In anything that you practice, you're gonna get pretty good at. So if I would have wanted to play guitar, I think I would have been fucking the next Jimi Hendrix. But I wanted to rap, like that's the thing that I wanted to do. But I love music, so it could be Barry White, it could be motherfucking Al Green, it could be motherfucking Miles Davis, it could be Janet Jackson. Like, I'm picking apart the music. I'm learning different structures and listening to chords and like all types of shit. So that's what really like inspires me the most. And even seeing music live, like just the feeling that I get from not knowing a song and then figuring out an artist and then diving deep, like you said, and getting their catalog.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really good feeling for me. And like, I really just nerd out by
Discovering music.
listening to
Same.
Yeah, like
Yep. You know what I like to do? I use Spotify.
Spotify is the shit.
Bro,
You
it'll
can get
give you
somebody's-
recommended
yeah.
artists, and like, you know, I love the Grateful Dead, or I love I don't know, I love fucking, you know, whoever the fuck I'm a fan of, and their recommended artists sometimes really lead me down a wormhole.
Yep.
Where I'll wind up finding some new
Yep.
whatever type of artist. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
can really discover, and then like that gives you a purpose for the next few days.
Right.
It's just like, all right, cool, I'm doing my homework.
You know who I was sleeping on? Shout out to my homegirl Maya. She put me on to Thin Lizzy. You ever heard of them? Bro, I'm gonna text it to you when we're
All
done.
right, cool.
Like, I'm like, how did I miss them? They're from the 70s, and their music is fucking bonkers. Like,
Yep.
the fucking instrumentation, the
Yep.
songs, it's nuts.
Yep.
I'm gonna send that to you.
All right, cool.
But, bro, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having
Kush
me.
and OJ 2
Yep.
came out last week. Everybody go stream that. And good talk, you pricks. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hi, Donald. You know, I received at one of the shows we did the yarmulke from Kosher Deals. I wore it to temple. Last Saturday, my rabbi's wife came to me. She'd like to know if we could have Kosher Deals come and perform at our temple for us. I told her it's not going to be cheap to do it because they're a cheap temple. They don't have very much money. So if you could give me a call back or tell me when I should call you, I would appreciate it. Thank you, Don. If I don't answer, leave a message on the machine.
Sometimes in life, you come to a proverbial fork in the road. Mine is at a madhouse in Brooklyn, New York.
The spliff was my first addiction, in the liquor, then the women, then the nicotine. Living's anything but a
Here at the GoodTalk Show each week, I simply try to do my job, which is producing a comedy. When I was driving in today, I was saying to myself, you know, there's not too much going on. And then I walk in, and I don't understand. What is this?
I don't have any more t-shirts.
What do you mean you don't have any more t-shirts?
They're all in the laundry, or I threw them out in the crowd in Europe.
Are you not allowed into the basement?
I'm in my basement. Has been X'd out.
Put the towel back the way you have it. All right? I'm talking about right now. You're not doing this on purpose.
No. I like wearing t-shirts.
All right.
I like to hide this beautiful body.
All right. We'll fix this. So we're
BBW.
gonna fix this.
I'm a BBW.
We're gonna fix this.
All right.
And
Thank
then
God.
I have more questions, but for now, this makes my day because I was creatively struggling to figure out what I was gonna shoot for the show today. But
He's here.
I find myself these days questioning what universe has led me to the Good Talk degenerates.
Go through at least 4 blunts an hour.
Okay. Now, can you explain something to me? Because I'm trying to figure out, there's something called grabba. What the fuck is grabba? Can't you just smoke regular fucking marijuana? I don't understand.
Grabba isn't marijuana, you dickhead.
What is it? It seems to be causing a lot of fucking problems for me.
Grabba is like, it enhances the weed.
We're in the same outfit.
4 blunts an hour.
For an hour?
Yeah, so we need at least 2 15-minute breaks an hour.
I have a sneaking suspicion as of late that this might be the last job I ever have in the television business.
Okay. You ready? Hi, I'm Don LaVica, and this is Good Talk News. Today I have my esteemed colleague Ray Pender and Stanley Wormus. Wait, hold on.
My fate is in the hands of a pot-smoking hip-hop entrepreneur, a gay little person, and his band of merry pranksters. We had a whole fucking company-wide discussion about fucking smoking pot on the fucking couch.
You said with the cameras.
If you're gonna if you're not gonna follow the rules, how is anyone else gonna follow the fucking rules?
You said when the cameras come on.
No.
Just in general?
I sent out a group text
All right.
to the whole fucking crew about smoking marijuana.
Okay, Dad? We good?
Jesus fucking Christ.